Hey, this is Izzy, and it's time to wake up in Provincetown.
Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown. This week featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Wake up, wake up.
Oh. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Happy July 5th.
Yeah, we made it through July 4th.
I know.
And soon to be the whole week.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us. We've got a really fabulous show for you this morning.
Yeah.
Harry, how the hell are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm great.
Great. Have you been going out a lot this week?
Not a lot. I was at Fag Bash, which was the whole building.
Of course, yeah.
And that it's so fun to see that patio completely full. Like that didn't exist like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's like been full every single day
Yeah.
since.
I've been going. I haven't missed an underwear party yet. It's my one night to go out. I love dancing in my underwear, as most of y'all know.
Were you in that picture?
I was not in that picture, I don't think. But I went to the underwear party. I love the space. I love what they've done at Purgatory. I love that they've added more toilets to be a more inclusive environment. And I have seen the effect.
Yeah.
I have seen a fair amount of women at the underwear party, which I really do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather have a woman, especially a queer woman, at the underwear party in their underwear than some Boston gay in a polo shirt texting on the dance floor.
In his underwear?
No, which I see all the time.
People in polo shirts at the underwear party?
Yeah, it's crazy. When I lived in Palm Springs, I lived with this gentleman whose name was Lee. I loved him so much. He passed away of lung cancer a few years ago, but I learned so much from him. But one of the things I definitely learned is that there is a rule: no parking on the dance floor. It enraged him, and he would yell at people whenever we went out to the club.
If somebody was just standing there, he would yell at them.
He'd be like, "No parking on the dance floor." And I strive to have that energy in my life.
You have that energy. You definitely have it.
Yeah, but there is an article. I know you love the title.
Oh, yeah. This, I don't know if Sophie wrote the headline herself, but when recreation wrecks your erection, that is peak journalism.
Yeah. This is why they win all those awards.
Yes. So it is an article about the misuse of Trimix, which until I read this, I thought was something you ate while walking on the trails.
Yeah. Or just picked out the M&Ms.
Yeah.
We love the Provincetown Independent, obviously. They support this community so much, but I do have a bone to pick.
What's your bone?
And it is something I've talked about on the show before. I was in a situation last year where this kind of happened specifically to me, and I spoke about queer spaces and privacy, and not in the print edition, but on the website, they did include a picture of the courtyard during the underwear party with probably about 150 party goers in their underwear, thongs, jock straps. And I do think in these queer spaces, like when I enter these queer spaces, I'm completely fine being seen in my underwear by anyone who might see me in that space, even the people walking by on Commercial Street. But I do think there is a kind of an agreement that pictures aren't taken and posted on websites. Last year, a few years ago, a video was taken of me while I was bartending in a jockstrap at the underwear party at the Red Room. And it didn't make me feel great. And I was, like I said, I'm fine being seen in that space and seen by the other people in their underwear. But then when it gets extracted out and passed around in a way, I don't think that that's fair or good.
Do you want to tell everybody what Trimix actually is?
Trimix is an injectable that you that you inject directly into your penis, and basically what it does is expand the blood vessels, which is what happens when you get a natural erection, but it chemically expands the blood vessels and gives you an erection.
So some excuse me, urologists on Cape are warning people that if you misuse this drug, there can be long-lasting effects. Unpleasant ones.
Do you know a person who almost lost
Don't finish that sentence.
their penis?
Oh, I said don't finish it.
And also, just a reminder, when you're doing dangerous things in Provincetown, you are an hour and 15 minutes away from the closest hospital.
I don't want a hypodermic needle anywhere near my penis.
Yeah, I get nervous when I have to get a shot or a vaccination, so that's the last place I want it.
But definitely read this article, or just read the headline over and over and over again like I did.
Also, speaking of the Independent, we had Paul Sullivan on a few weeks ago, and obviously one of the things that Bob brought up was his previous article written about Varla Jean Merman, in which I don't know how to, like, there were some words said about Varla that she didn't love, but she did get about 20 minutes of material from, so I think it was a bittersweet moment for Varla.
Yeah.
But Paul Sullivan just wrote in this edition of the newspaper another article about Varla Jean Merman, and you should pick up a copy and subscribe to the Province Independent to see if he dragged her again.
Dragged. He didn't. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, he didn't, but read it. It's a really great article.
It's a great review.
You know I love Varla Jean. She's honestly, let me look around the room first, one of the only people I get starstruck when I see in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also love Paul Sullivan. It is a very well-written review. Thank you, Paul, for that.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was good. I went to the underwear party. Before the underwear party, I did come to the Sandy Waters psychic medium reading.
Did she read you?
She did.
What happened?
The craziest part was like she's introing, she's kind of describing, she's like, I just have to say, I'm getting this from you. And she basically said something that the only other time I've been read by a psychic was exactly what they said too.
What?
Which was very weird. Basically like, she obviously knows I'm a performer because she was on the show, but she's like, I know you're a performer, but she's like, I see bigger things and more performing coming from you in the future. And that is exactly what the medium that probably like 2015, I got read in Salem, Massachusetts by a medium. And that's exactly what they said too.
Really?
And honestly, lately I've been singing. I did Broadway on the Beach this past Monday. I've been doing drag. I've been performing here on Wake Up. I considered hosting trivia performance. And I was like, I did it.
You have been performing
But now
more than ever
there's
before.
Even more coming, apparently.
Yeah, there's always more.
Yeah. I also had a connection with a friend of mine who I was hoping to connect with, and she was pretty spot on. There were some chilling moments.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Just like talking to people about things and just being entirely spot on.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm going to go visit her in Plymouth.
Yeah, you really should. It was awesome. Check her out wherever she is.
Is she going to be back this season?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think they should do it again.
Yeah. But like I said, I did perform at Broadway on the Beach this past Monday.
What did you sing?
I sang Gimme Gimme from Thoroughly Modern Millie and Someone Else's Story from Chess. The funny thing is it was hosted by Marissa and Brittany, obviously amazing, incredible. And the guests were me, Joao, and Peter Toto. And I sang 2 solos. Joao, I think, sang 1, and Peter sang 2. And all 5 of those songs originally performed by women and women characters. We didn't sing a single man song.
So you mansplained some female vocals?
No, the songs written for men are boring, I think. But yeah, so I sang those songs.
I call that cultural appropriation. I'm glad it went well.
Thank you. It really was awesome. It was amazing. We had a Delta and Roxy were there. Kristen and KT were there.
Oh, wow.
It was a really fun.
What was the big group number at the end?
Let the Sunshine In.
Oh, I thought you were going to do Rent.
We also did Seasons of Love. That's in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. But I love Let the Sunshine. And I know like the dance remix, so I didn't know there were verses.
But
yeah, I sang
I guess
on
I
them.
didn't either.
Yeah, but it was fun. That's a really great song. And singing it with those 5 people were incredible.
And this is a show that happens every Monday.
Every Monday, 7:30 in the Cabaret / potentially on the beach.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I would have come to see you, but I was preparing for my own performance that night at
How'd it
Showgirls.
go?
It went really, really well, but I didn't end up competing at the end. I withdrew my name from consideration.
Didn't Cherie not compete either and withdraw her name and then still win?
She tied for first place with a gorgeous young Jamaican woman who sang at the very end of the show. It was 3 hours long. Ryan was like, Do we have time for one more? There's a beautiful young Jamaican woman here who wants to sing a Jamaican song. Does everybody want to hear that? And I was like, my stomach sank. I was like, oh no,
you're not winning.
They're gonna love her, and they loved her. Like as soon as she started, the whole room was like, and I was like, it's over. It's there's times at Showgirls where you're like, it's over now. That person is gonna win, and she tied.
It's like anytime a 9-year-old walks out.
Pretty much. So, but the best part of performing at Showgirls for me anyway is like over the course of the next few days, total strangers being like, you should have won. I love that was so great.
What did you do?
I did the opening number from my own show the previous week at the post office. It was a parody of Rupert Holmes' song, the Pina Colada song. And it was about straight couples hitting on gay guys, which happens a lot in my line of work. And so it was
straight couples hitting on gay guys.
Yeah, well, there was this guy that I swore was straight at the bar, and so I was flirting with him because I was like, "What harm?" And then as he went to leave, he goes, "I can tell you think I'm straight, and I see that you're married, and I'm married too, and I live on the North Shore, and my wife and I are going to come back for you because I think you're totally hot." And I was like, "What?
That's hot.
Wife?" And so the song was "If You Like Peen and Vagina."
Okay.
And it went. It's one of my favorite things I've ever written. It is very funny, if I do say so myself. And I lost. But thank you to those boys who told me last night I should have won.
Working here at the brewery, I often cool young straight couples walk in who are very attractive, and my pickup line is always, "Have you guys seen Challengers?"
Yeah. Did you see Challengers?
No, I have not seen it, but I know it's two dudes and a woman, and they're all hot, and that's the vibe I'm hoping for.
I will say this married bisexual guy delivered one of my favorite pickup lines. He was like, "I would really just love to come back and stroke your ego sometime." I know. And I was like, I'm at work.
Because it's a big ego.
I'm wearing a work branded polo shirt right now. Thank you, sir.
It's those shorts.
I know. But also, so that was Monday. On Wednesday night, I went and saw Vartabedian Jean Merman. Paul Sullivan is right. It is a phenomenal show. If you haven't been yet, go. That was, I realized, I'm like, this is the first show that I've gotten to see all summer.
Oh, no way.
But it's also, the summer kind of just began. It's still only July 5th. But I know everybody's like, talk to me in September, but it just started.
But also, it's like, don't wait to see shows, because I always wait and then I miss them all.
Right. Do not wait. Go and see all of your favorite performers now and see some new ones too. It's a great time to be here.
Yeah. I also sat at the boat slip pool this past Tuesday with my roommate Stefan and Samuel, and it's so lovely there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The P-Town pool is a vibe, but this is a vibe, and it's a different vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. If that makes sense. Everyone gets it. Yeah, perfect.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah, but I had the hamburger. It was awesome. Waiter service, cocktail service.
Speaking of vibes, I feel like we haven't done this in a while, but we used to always do a birthday call. And it is the birthday of a very special person who always brings a great vibe to the room. Hopefully they pick up. Hello?
Oh my God.
Carmen? Carmen Silva, happy birthday.
Do you want to just come on camera?
Sitting right there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carmen. Happy birthday to you. Woo! We love you.
Yes. Carmen is a big part of the Wake Up family. She's half of the Babes and Boys duo. They produce incredible events for women and sapphicaly inclined people here in Provincetown and the entire community. She does so much work for the community, and
also
we are
half
so
of the
lucky to have
PBG
her.
too.
Oh yeah, half of everything.
She's half of everything. Carmen is Provincetown.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carmen. Good thing you had your birthday on a Friday. I also barked at tea, which everyone told me was going to be horrible during 4th of July weekend. It was actually great because they were so drunk. They were nice to me.
And they took the flyers?
Yeah.
Good.
It was great.
Did it work? Barking works.
It really does.
That's what you find when you're doing it. As much as it can be like soul destroying, it works.
Yeah, but come see The Devil Wears Payless. It is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at the Post Office Cabaret. It's such a fun show. We've been getting rave reviews, and sometimes I can tell people are like, "Oh my God, it was great." But I really can tell people are loving it. And a lot of the feedback is like, "Oh, it's so short," but it is an hour long. Almost all shows in Provincetown are an hour long, and I've sat through some hour-long shows in Provincetown that felt like they were 6.5 hours long. So I think saying it's short is a positive.
High praise.
Yeah, exactly.
They wanted more of it. It's like, oh, it's already over?
Right. But it's a very fun show, very silly. The cast is amazing. But come see.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have much for that, so.
Great.
Okay, let's do a local news story, and then I will tell a story from my life. On July 10th, there is a Shank-Painter Road Community Visioning Workshop. The Shank-Painter Corridor, there's been some new regulations around it with higher heights, and in 2025 they are going to redo the entire roadway, making it more accessible for biking and also pedestrians, which I think is really great. I live right over there, and I can't tell you how often I see people in all black carrying groceries down Shank-Painter, and it just seems really dangerous without a sidewalk, so I'm very happy. There's also a lot of large parcels over there that can be used for a lot of different things. And also a lot of our new town affordable housing is being built over there. So I think it is ripe to turn that area into a really vibrant, beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have opinions about that, which I do.
July 10th is this upcoming Wednesday.
Yes.
Where and what time?
Town Hall, definitely. 7. It is in the Provincetown Independent. I forgot to pull the time from it, but definitely be there if you have an opinion.
What's your opinion?
Make it pretty. You know, I want it to be usable space. I want it to, I almost want it to be like Commercial Street, walkable, storefronts, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People all in the street.
Not in the street.
Oh, so not like commercial.
Not like commercial.
Gotcha.
Which is a perfect segue to my story.
What?
So this past Wednesday, I left work, and as I'm often want to do after work, I stopped and got a small vanilla soft serve with rainbow sprinkles. One time this week, the woman making me my ice cream, she made the ice cream, and then she walks towards the sprinkles, and she turns around, points at me, and goes, "Rainbow?" And I goes, "Oh." It's like, not during Pride Month. But so I got my ice cream cone. I grab my bike as I leave, and I start walking down Commercial Street, looking at my ice cream cone, holding my bike in the other hand. And as the biggest truck I could possibly imagine that you can drive, well, without having a Class 2 license, drives past me, whatever. I'm confused by people with large trucks, especially driving them on Commercial Street, but that is not the point. Then I keep walking, and I catch up to them while walking with my ice cream cone and my bike, and they are stopped in front of Commercial Street having a conversation with a busker. And I'm like, okay. People trying to get around on both sides, baby carriages, dogs, the whole bit. And then I pass them, and then they pass me again once they're done with their conversation. And then I catch up to them again when they are stopped. Do you know the taxi stand right in front of Bewell?
Yeah.
There's a taxi stopped in the taxi stand. They're stopped like this, like just behind it. And they're having a conversation again with someone on the street. It's backing up cars, pedicabs, people. People are trying to get around. And then I notice a person in a wheelchair struggling to get by. So I shout at him.
You shouted at the person in the wheelchair?
No, I shouted at the person in the truck.
Oh.
I said, "Can you move?" Which, not my best choice of words, not the poetry I'm normally known for. But and then he shouts back at me. He said, "You can move." And I was like, so
you're like, "But I can't. Nobody can move around."
So then they pull ahead. And then I catch up to them again while they park their car in the no parking zone in front of Spiritus and go into Spiritus. He sees me and takes out his phone and starts taking pictures of me. And I'm like, "Harrison Fish, Fish." I was like, "There's no need to take a picture. You can know exactly who I am." And their car was covered in they had the stack of national park stickers. They had the stack of so this person was local. Mm-hmm. And I posted about this on Community Space, basically told the whole story. And then I was like, I'm just so there's constantly talk of, oh, we got to stop bikers. We got to stop scooters. We got to stop all this stuff. And I'm like, why is it never talked about? There needs to be messaging to encourage people to use, that person easily could have gone down Carver Street and pulled up in front of Spears rather than taking a joyride down Commercial Street at 5 o'clock the day before 4th of July. And I was like, cars are by far the most dangerous entity that is on Commercial Street. And then I posted this on Community Space. I had a couple comments being like, "Yeah, I agree with you." And then a lot of them were, "Cars aren't the most dangerous thing on Commercial Street." I'm like, what?
What are?
I don't know. And I think what they were saying is bikes put more people in danger than cars. There's more accidents. I'm like, a bike can't squish someone's skull. You know? And then Right. But then they were like, when's the last time someone had to go to the hospital because they had an accident with a car? And I was like, typically you try to prevent things before. And then someone was like, actually, it was 2 weeks ago, and posted a news article.
Oh, wow.
Also, a lot of people were like, wow, your life must be so great that you're complaining about this. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, this is being spoken about in town hall. They're talking about banning bikes. They're talking about how to make Provincetown safer. And everyone was like, you should just smile and be lucky you're in Provincetown and look up at the sun. And I was like, that's when I realized that Provincetown Community Space is a bunch of people who come here once or twice a year and want to talk a lot about. I'm like, you're a tourist. I was like, this is real life for me. I'm in because I want to be an active community member. I want to be involved in the conversations around our town. I understand if you come here for 3 days a week, have a few martinis, and then stumble down Commercial Street while smiling, but that ain't my life.
Also, you know what I've noticed about the community space more and more lately? These fake troll accounts.
Yeah.
Lots of them. Like, shouldn't you have to be a real person using your real name to be commenting in there all the time?
I think you should have to have a picture of your face.
Yeah.
And have some connection to the community besides renting a hotel room 3 nights a year.
Lots of pot stirring. And listen, I'm a major pot stirrer myself when the occasion calls for it. But there, that's what I've noticed in there. So you can't pay it no mind.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of fake people using fake names. Pay it no mind. But also, the only thing people really need to remember about Commercial Street is I'm always right. When I'm in a car, the cars are right. When I'm on a bike, the bikes are right. And when I'm on my feet are right.
I agree, but I avoid Commercial Street like the plague in a car.
Mm-hmm.
When Benji was visiting, he was staying at the Crown and Anchor, and how he wanted to come over for dinner at my house. And he's like, "Can you pick me up?" And I was like, And it was horrible. I don't understand people who want to be in their gigantic truck on Commercial Street.
We better move this along.
Yeah, I know.
Mark's waving fingers.
I also commented on one other post, and it was a comment that was just like itching to be put on community space by me, but you'll have to find it. Go search for it.
It's still there?
Yeah. And the person, basically it was in response to someone's post. I was like, I don't think this is in good taste. And the person responded, she's like, I thought this through. I did have that thought. I completely understand what you're saying, and I will adjust moving forward. So I love that kind of discourse. Yeah. Awesome. Let's head over. Our first interview is with Carlos and Eric. They are sharing a space at the Whalers Wharf with Puppy Play and Kilt Plus, and I got to stop by. They decked me out. Check it out. Good morning, everyone. We are on the first floor of the Whalers Wharf here at Kilt Plus / Puppy Play. What's the verbiage now? What are we calling it?
If you take a look at the sign,
Kilt
Puppy
Plus.
Play.
Kilt Plus. I got it. Awesome.
Whatever your interest is.
So this location has been Puppy Play for 2 years now?
This will be my 3rd season.
Awesome. That's so exciting. How has it been? How's Whalers Wharf treating you?
Whalers Wharf is a great place. We have a really great, vibrant retail community here with great galleries as well. We have a lot of foot traffic, people coming in and out. So it's always good to give the visitors a little bit of a shock as well with something new.
I feel like this is like a lot of straight people walk up and down here. So thank you for showing.
It's shock row now.
Yeah.
Shock row, yes.
So tell us a little about the Puppy Play products. They're on this half.
So Puppy Play, the concept is a pet store with a twist, right? So you can come in and of course get your dog a leash and a collar or a harness, or after a conversation, we can also, get that same package for you as well.
A leash, a collar, a harness for you and your dog, so you can match.
That's right. You can coordinate with your pup or you.
Yeah, and it's all custom, made to order, correct?
It is, yeah. So I make everything to order. The only thing that I have right now are the leashes that I've put together as like a grab and go.
Totally.
As just to show the various combinations that you can make.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I've also seen you do some really cool custom pieces. I know you did Mackenzie's show a couple years ago.
Yeah, so I do Mackenzie's Magnifique look every year, as well as I helped her out this year with her 420 honey look as well.
Cool. So you can get as creative as you want.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, what I like to say is the only limitation is geometry. Yeah, it's angles and lines, that's all it is, and everything else is imagination.
So how did this come to be that you both came to share the space?
It was a conversation in the locker room. No, Eric and
we're all good.
that's how it started. No, we actually, I mean, Eric and I have known since probably I moved to town 2 years ago, and actually, all my dogs have their harnesses, and I have one of these too. But we were discussing, and I was looking for a place where I could showcase my kilts permanently, and he was looking for somebody to share a space as well. So again, we both have very colorful product and product that normally, again, shocks people and is not conventional. So we thought it was a perfect partnership.
Yeah, it's different enough, but in the same vein enough that it works really perfectly together.
Exactly.
And we really show how you can create, as you both are wearing, right? You can create a look, right? That is both.
Got me decked out.
Yeah, that is both like you can, mix and match kilt with harness, with belt, right? And like you can start to have a lot of it fun. And then if you coordinate with your dog, like your dog can have a matching collar, leash, right? And you really start to put a look together that you can't get anywhere else.
Exactly.
So I noticed you've expanded your kilts a little.
I have. I mean, funny enough, we have a lot of similarities. Like Eric, I've been in business for 2 years, but I was mostly online. And I started mostly with like kilts and the bags that you can see over there. But throughout the years, I see people are reacting super well to the funny socks, hats, the sock garters. And actually, we just got this new line of t-shirts that are going to be made in Provincetown, which we found it was a good way to mix the puppy play and the kilt brand together.
Yeah.
And we have 6 more styles coming soon. So it's super fun. Yeah. More color.
At the beginning of the season, you did like a little survey.
We did, we're listening to what the customers have to say in terms of colors and lengths and,
I was like shorter, sluttier.
Yeah. And we're also, actually, there's a lot of people that want it shorter. I'll do that for you. But we're also trying to look for better ways to have more than one size in one. So people want to make sure that they buy the kilt and they want to, they keep using it during the winter and the summer. So we put snaps on them.
I know all too well.
We all like that. So yeah, we're just constantly listening to what the customers want to say and the tours this season. So we'll see.
Totally. And you guys are getting along.
Very well.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Of course we are. It's the
that's so
best.
exciting.
This is definitely a yin and yang combination.
Word.
Right? Like I can be a lot more reserved and maybe a little bit more prickly when it comes to like guest services.
Me too, baby.
And Carlos is very bubbly and has a lot of energy and just has such a good personality that like we really do work really well together and we can bounce ideas off of each other really respectfully and like have a good partnership.
That's amazing. I think collaboration is so important, especially in a place like Provincetown, where everyone's trying to do their thing and make it work.
Exactly. And I think we have a great support team of other entrepreneurs around town that will make this happen and succeed. It's very cool.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for letting me into the store today.
Thank you.
Getting me decked out.
Yeah. Where's the wind machine?
Yeah, right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop by Puppy Play and Kilt Plus. I don't know if we mentioned it, but he has, Eric has colognes that are so amazing.
Really?
They smell like leather and motor oil, and it's pretty hot.
Sexy.
Yeah. Please welcome Vanessa and William.
Oh,
As the Mosquito Storytelling
Provincetown.
enters its 10th season.
10 years, 10 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it going?
I mean, if it was going any better. Now, what we would love is for new audience to come. So we're really happy to be here.
That's great.
We have a show.
Tell us a little about how it works. What is the vibe of it? The format.
So it's 5-minute true stories based on a theme. And you sign up right at the door. It's a really awesome, supportive environment. People get up and tell the story that's, true to them.
And your first show is tomorrow at the Provincetown Theater, and the theme is Losing My Religion.
Right,
Yes.
right.
You two pick the themes together?
We
We
do.
do.
And REM.
Yeah, Michael Stein, we had a conference with Michael Stein.
Smart.
He's like, I really think that should be your theme. But it's a great theme because, it doesn't have to be just about religion. It's losing faith in anything. You can talk about losing faith in a town, losing faith in a lover, losing faith in your family, or regaining faith, things like that. Mine, I'll give you a little taste of mine tomorrow night, is very, very young age. We were being taught about Noah's Ark. But at the same time, in earth science in school, I learned about how many species were on the earth. And the two did not convene. And I'm like, someone is lying here. And then the picture of Noah's Ark did not have a dog or a cat. And I said to my Sunday school teacher, why aren't there dogs or cats? And she said, I don't think they have souls. And I said, you're lying. You're lying, and I'm out of here.
What's your go-to response?
Oh wow, the dog dads and moms in P-Town are gonna come for that.
They are gonna
I mean,
pitchforks.
it could also just be like you lost your virginity or your rosary beads, something, you know.
Work. Do you have people that do you have like
Doesn't have
regulars?
We have brilliant regular storytellers, don't we? It's amazing. Like people come in and it's their first time and they're like, I'm really nervous. It's my first time. And they get up there and it's like they've performed in Las Vegas before. You're like, what?
Yeah,
I would love to. I just
Please.
I have to come up with a good story for my mundane life.
Yeah. I'm going to introduce you as Sprinkles, though, if that's okay.
Work. Rainbow.
And the thing is, when you come, you don't have to tell a story, right? There's ways to participate. We have these little slips of paper called mosquito bites. And if you don't want to tell your story on stage, you can actually just write a few lines about your story and we read them anonymously throughout the evening. So it's a way to participate.
And there's
Is
a
it a
bar.
ticketed
There's a
event?
bar.
Is it a ticketed event?
It's a ticketed event. You can go to Provincetown Theater. You can go to the mosquitostory.org and all the ticketing information is there. We're around all summer and we're actually one of the few shows that are around all year round.
Yeah.
So if you are hankering to tell a story in January or February, you can.
And we're really devoted to creating an event that's open to everybody. Some people bring their kids and then they realize they shouldn't, or they do and they don't care. But you know, it's really a community event. It spans the spectrum, people's stories. It just offers this incredible connection. People beg us not to stop doing it. They love it so much. So they should give us money. But we love it. We will never stop, and we're thrilled.
And for the summer, it's Saturdays at the Provincetown Theater and Tuesdays at Wellfleet Preservation Hall.
Yeah.
Excellent. So good. Get in there.
And Tuesday we have us and them at Preservation Hall.
You should do that one.
that can be that one or that one.
What one or what one?
Losing
that
my
one.
religion and us. And
Oh,
them.
us and them,
The same
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
You remember that
And
dinner party?
Bad dates is coming up. Y'all have, you
He's
know.
going to sell you a barn burner, you
Yeah.
guys.
I do want to say you made a really great point, especially considering the people in this room right now. There are so many people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into creating culture and events and things in town for them, are sitting right in front of you now that don't make money from them or struggle to support their project. And if you are a person who has the funds to be able to support a project you love, do that.
Yes.
You know, whether it's Mosquito, whether it's Wake Up, whether it's Babes and Boys, so many things in town. Anything you love going to, and if you like, ask if they need financial support if you can, or ask them if there's any way you can help.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
that.
Yeah.
Sprinkles.
Have fun tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you for having us. This was really
Thank you,
fun.
guys.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
I love you too.
Let's head over to Sean with the weather. 4th of July weather.
Good morning, guys. It's a cloudy and humid day here in the West End, and we are likely to see these clouds stick around for the next 36 hours or so. But overall, this past week has been pretty fantastic weather-wise. Before we get to the bigger forecast, we are just wrapping up one of the busiest weeks here in town. The Portuguese Festival was fabulous last weekend, and even though it was a bit cloudy Sunday, there were still plenty of boats out for the 77th annual Blessing of the Fleet. Monday was the debut of Showgirls at its new location at the P-Town Inn, and I had a pretty damn good time. The talent was off the charts excellent, and there were plenty of laughs all around, starting with Muscle Beach owner Rick Murray pieing Showgirls creator and host Ryan Landry in the face before sitting down to guest host. There's a bigger story here, of course, but you'll need to wait for the upcoming Sean Does 60 P-Town Minutes special later this summer. Showgirls is clearly settling into its new home nicely, and you can join the fun every Monday night at 9. Go check it out. Yesterday was the 4th of July, and the weather was perfect for the parade through the afternoon, although these clouds began arriving before the fireworks started. Things were pretty busy all over town. Commercial Street was packed, and the various circuit parties could be heard thumping everywhere. There was a huge crowd at the boat slip to watch the fireworks, and good times were had by all. For today, humid, breezy, cloudy conditions will be around through this evening and all day tomorrow, with thunderstorms in spots both days. If we're lucky, we'll avoid major downpours and instead see Spotty tea showers here and there. The sun returns on Sunday, ushering in another stretch of sunny weather with highs in the 80s through the middle of next week. For the tide report, happy new moon. New moons generally mean big tides with high tides around noon and midnight. This translates to deeper water walking to and from Boy Beach, and perhaps more important, wet feet for late night activities. This new moon in Cancer from an astrological forecast invites you to seek comfort and embrace new beginnings with tenderness. Do with that what you will. Maybe we'll have more astro forecasting in future segments. Finally, my dear friend and next door neighbor, artist Eleanor Score, is having a show tomorrow from 5 to 7 in the garden at the Mary Heaton Vorse House. Eleanor has been working hard on this show for many months now, and you can see my full interview with her on my Instagram account, @Sean.Woof. Make sure to swing through her show tomorrow to check things out, or visit EleanorScoreArt.com to see everything online. Everyone have a fabulous finale to Independence Week. For those of you in town, I will see you at tea. Guys, back to you at the brewery.
Thank you, Sean, for that weather. Please welcome Cam Kettles, one of the newest additions to the Provincetown Independent family. When did you get to town?
I drove from Dallas in like the first week of June.
Wow. You're familiar with the New England area. You went to Harvard before this, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like there's like a Harvard to Provincetown Independent pipeline.
I'm getting that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how are you liking Provincetown so far?
Oh my gosh. It's unlike any place I've ever been. The weather is really nice compared to where I'm from.
We've also had really nice weather since you've been here.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. I've never lived on a beach, so that's new. Yeah.
You're from Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. So while you were at Harvard, you were working on labor issues. Tell us what attracted you to those ideas and wanting to tell those stories.
Well, I mean, Harvard has a pretty incredible union movement. You know, among the strongest in terms of higher education labor. And so, I mean, I was assigned the beat, but, you know, really began to feel like labor issues were, you know, so central, I mean, to, you know, a really high, powerful university, but I mean, really just to the way that the country is changing. And so I wanted to follow that. And that's what I'm doing here.
That's awesome.
And how are you studying the labor market here?
Well, so I'm working on a story right now about housing agreements where new trend, but it's really popular here. Of where employers are buying housing, and you know those agreements look very different from the normal lease agreement someone would sign. And then I've most recently covered how volunteer organizations are also really struggling with the shortage that exists here.
I feel like every beat eventually comes back to housing.
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, here especially.
I imagine you're kind of studying, like a lot of people in town are always like, that's so great that employers are buying housing for their employees, but like there's also a dark side to that.
I mean, I think most employers here recognize the fact that there are new risks to your boss being your landlord.
Right.
And I think, those are just sort of beginning to become, considerations. And, because the housing shortage is so severe, it's become a necessity, and then they have to deal with those that they might not have wanted to. I mean, most people that run a restaurant don't also want to, be someone's landlord. But,
Do you have housing through the Independent?
I do. I have a host family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
host family.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I always suggest, I'm like, if you have an extra bedroom, pick your favorite 25-year-old and support them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were brought to town through the local journalism project,
Yes,
correct?
I
Tell us a
was.
little about that program.
I mean, it's a really incredible organization that supports the work that the paper does. I mean, in my case, they, help fund and recruit, college students to be interns during the summer, partly because that's when, there's more news. So there's just a higher demand. But I mean, it's, journalism is in some ways a really struggling art at the local level. And so, I mean, it's kind of just this, rare, beautiful way of being able to supply that, to a place that really benefits from it. I wish more places did that.
Yeah. I mean, the Provincetown Independent, I imagine, as a journalist, is a really incredible opportunity and a great place to learn. Like you said, journalism is struggling on the local level. That's mostly because most newspapers are being bought up by large companies. Those large companies cut everything they can when it comes to content, wring as much as they can out of the ads, and then once the ads start drying up because they realize it's a shell of a newspaper, the company then throws their hands up and goes, "Oh, local newspapers are dying," and it's like,
Yeah.
but when you have a newspaper run by people that are involved in the community and their goal is first and foremost to make a really great paper, you can see how it thrives, like the Provincetown Independent.
I mean, everyone there, every week the goal is to have the best articles on every page.
Yeah.
And like, you kind of forget it's a business because it's really mission oriented like that.
And I do have to say, you succeed in your mission every week. It's so incredible. A real page turner. Thank you so much for being in town.
Thank
I hope
you.
you have a really incredible summer.
Thank you so
welcome to
much.
town.
Yeah,
Thanks for
have
having
fun.
me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. What's next? Traffic report with Ann Hutchinson. Check it out.
Hello, thank you for watching the traffic report out in Provincetown, Massachusetts. It is going to be a heavily congested weekend in Provincetown. Well, that and also everyone is enraged from the parade and fireworks last night. So, town officials have gone the extra mile to ensure people celebrating the start of the United States are reminded that we are united. Yes, so after you've been in line behind a man wearing nothing but a red, white, and blue jockstrap for 20 minutes, after you've been told of $300 at a restaurant, it's time for you to leave, after you've been told by someone from each one of the 50 states how old Biden is, just come to one of these uniting stations, open the door, and take a deep, fresh breath of the essence that unites us all as an American society.
And for that lovely traffic report. We'll combine that one with mine from earlier. Please welcome Chris, Brittany, and Joao.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, we kind of have a mixed bag with our crew today here. So we initially had Joao and Brittany scheduled for today because of their show, The Green Fairy, at the Crown and Anchor, which is no longer going to be happening at the Crown and Anchor because y'all are going to be focusing on your other shows at the Crown and Anchor, correct?
That's right.
Awesome. Brittany does Broadway on the Beach, which you graciously had me as a guest this past Monday along with Joao. And Joao has his show, It's Not John. And Chris is involved with Reefer Madness, which is starring Brittany Rolfs at Wellfleet Harbor's Actors Theater. So it's like the 2 degrees of Brittany Rolfs over here. Yeah. First, I want to talk about Broadway on the Beach. How is it going? I mean, I know it's going amazing because I was there on Monday. But tell us a little about the vibe of the show.
It's going so well. This will be our 4th week. Our guest this week is Brian Justin Crumb, as well as Giselle and Jake Glass.
Word.
So we're going to be focusing on rock musicals this week. It's
That's perfect.
right?
Yeah.
It's just a fun, good time. I mean, it's a gay old time, as they
Yeah.
say, right?
Yeah. Are you gonna do Seasons of Love?
I think once was good.
You made us do it. Wow. Joao was really upset to have to sing Seasons of Love.
I do hate Seasons of Love.
And that's why we did it.
Joao, tell us how. Well, first of all, I want to commend Joao. I'm so excited for this show. I haven't yet to see it because my show is on Tuesday nights as well. But your original music is by far my favorite thing that you perform, and this show is mostly your original music. Tell us a little about the concept. It's Not John.
Where's my mic? Here.
There we go.
So, for the past 2 years, I've been writing cabaret shows with a theme and a gimmick, and that's been super fun. But what I love to do the most is write my own songs. I've been sprinkling them in my other shows. And for the past 2 years, people that I really love and respect have said that that was what I should be doing. Hi, Harrison Fish. But also Murray Bartlett.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
I've been so scared to do it because it is my baby and it is the most me it could get. And if that wasn't well received, I don't know what would have happened to me.
Yeah.
But I decided to take a risk. And the show is all original music, and it's an album that I'm working on, and it's getting released next year. So basically, the show is sharing the album with people before it comes out.
I understand what you're saying. It's so hard to sell yourself, so I'll do it for you. I've heard a lot of the tracks, and Joe sung to me through next to my ear, and the tracks are amazing. You worked with
Giuliano Dorazio, yeah, he's producing the show and playing the guitar on the show, and the love of my life, Andrew Sheranian, is playing the piano for it too. It's been a really, really, really lovely experience. and we're getting people dancing, we're getting them laughing and crying. It's been really, really wonderful.
You're going to be on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights at 9, yes.
Tuesdays at
Right
9.
before Giselle, so it's a great double
cute.
feature if people are interested
Yeah,
in that.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Chris, welcome.
Thank you. Good
Your
to be here.
first time on the show.
It is, yeah.
These two have been on 100 times, so. So you're the creative director at Wellfleet Harbor's Actors Theater?
Yes, yes.
And you are opening
Tonight.
Reefer Madness tonight.
Yes, tonight, 7 o'clock.
Tell us a little about that show.
Sure. So Reefer Madness is a parody of the 1936 exploitation film, which I think a lot of people know for its over-the-top depictions of children who are crazed by this new drug menace called marijuana, and it leads them down a path to hell filled with sex and rock and roll and jazz music, and it's a lot of fun, and it also has a serious message at the end, which I think we've had a great time kind of exploring and balancing the over-the-top campiness of the piece with this more serious undercurrent, which I think really speaks to the times we're in now.
How long have you been with Wellfleet Harbor's? I'll call it what from here on?
It's a lot easier.
With what?
On and off for 27 years.
Wow.
But I've been in this role since 2017.
Wow. That's wild. Yes, congratulations. Brittany, you've done shows there before, correct?
I have. I did Marry Me a Little, which Chris also directed 2 years ago. And I'm so glad to be back. It makes me so happy to be there.
We're thrilled to have you.
They're doing something really special here at the Provincetown Brewing Company.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Tell us a little about that.
So it's a collaboration with the Funk Bus. The Funk Bus is going to pick folks up here at 5, I believe, 6. At 6. And then you'll get a ride to the show. It includes a ticket to the show, and then you get a ride home. So you can get like a little lit at the show if you want.
Yeah.
And then,
Complimentary refreshments before the show. Is it Reefer? Are you giving people weed?
It is not. However, thanks to our sponsors at the Piping Plover and Wellfleet, we have a special ticket offer. Visit them. You'll get a little discount code to get a discount ticket. Then take your ticket stub back to the Piping Plover, and they've got a little something for you.
Excellent. That's so
really,
fun.
really cool. Reefer Madness is a really incredible show. There is a movie version. You're playing the role that Anna Gasteyer played in the movie version.
That's correct.
Which I imagine is a perfect
Shocking,
fit.
right?
Yeah. I imagine it's a perfect fit.
When is the Green Fairy going to come back?
TBD?
I have friends who saw it last year and they were like, that in 35 years is the best thing I've ever seen in Provincetown.
Oh,
literally, that was a review from a very good friend of mine. And I was like, I didn't get to see it last year.
It will be back, and we
Yeah.
can't wait to tell you when we can,
Yeah.
where and when it will be happening.
We're working on it. She's not dead. She actually
She's
is doing
very
much
much alive.
better.
Work. So Brittany, Broadway on the Beach on Mondays at 7:30, Joao 9 o'clock
Yes.
Tuesdays.
on Tuesdays. And when Reefer Madness opens tonight and runs through
July 27th, and tickets are available at what.org.
Yeah, I have the link for literally every show we're going to talk about it. We're talking about today in the bio here. Congratulations. Break a leg tonight. And I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks for being here.
And you can also go to the brewery's Instagram or stop by and take a scan of this QR code to get tickets to the Funk Bus. That is going to be such a fun time, and you're going to be able to see a really fantastic show. Yeah. Thank you all so much for
Thanks
being
so
here today.
Kill the people.
Yeah. Next, we stop by the Provincetown Bookstore to chat about something they've got going on coming up. Check it out.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Derek from Provincetown Books to talk about some upcoming events going on right here in the bookstore. Derek, what do we got coming up?
Yeah, we have a bunch of things coming up this summer, over the next 2 months. These are 5 that I'm really excited about. I think they'll be some of our biggest. This first one is July 14th. It's One Last Shot by Betty Coyette. She's coming here. She's got I think she's big on TikTok. And she's written this romance novel that takes place in Italy.
Looks like a fun beach read.
Yes. Then just 2 days later, on July 16th, we have Providence by Craig Woolsey. He's going to be chatting with our own Aaron Leckliner from around town. They're going to have a conversation about it. This is like a gay thriller. Aaron has compared it to Patricia Highsmith, so that'll be really fun.
Got a local one.
Yeah, and then in August, we're going to have a reading with Jessica Max Stein, who wrote the biography here, Funny Boy, which is about Richard Hunt, who was one of the original Muppeteers. He was gay. He was a part-time resident of Truro, and I don't think his story's ever really been told. So we're gonna have an event with that.
And I like the title of this one. What is this?
This is Slut's Anthology. It's got like 20 authors in it, but it's edited by Michelle T, who also has an entrance in here. She's going to be coming for the, I think, a workshop or an event at the Fine Arts Work Center. And then we're going to do an event with her, and we'll discuss her vision behind this project. That's going to be August 17th. These are all different, like, nonfiction vignettes about being a slut.
Sounds like chicken soup for the slut soul, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is right up my alley.
And then the last big one I'm excited about is Evie Oddly, who I think won Drag Race a few years ago. Evie's got a big performance planned in town. But before that performance, Evie's going to be here signing copies of their new memoir, co-written with Michael Bach. And we're really honored to have it here. It just came out. And it's kind of got all kinds of fun stuff inside. Many drawings.
And where can,
about Evie.
Where can people find more information about the events and where they can take place?
All of our event information is on our website, provincetownbookshop.com, and there's a little events tab at the top that'll explain this grouping as well as a few others I didn't mention.
Cool. Anything else you care to share?
Have a great summer. Happy reading.
Right.
Thank you.
Check them out at Provincetown Books, y'all. We'll see you there.
Derek and Sam for that.
Yeah, check it out. Please welcome one of the biggest stars in the world right now. Local favorite.
Welcome home.
Hometown queen. Sapphira Cristal.
Hello, hello, hello.
How does it feel being in P-Town?
Oh, it feels amazing. It's a little surreal. I haven't been here like truly back in 10 years.
Wow.
So it's been quite a while, and it's a lot has changed.
Yeah.
Adams and the liquor store have changed. Switched spots, and I was like, wait, no, I remember this right then. But you know, it's still, you know, got that je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got the Cristal Ball this weekend.
And you know, the wonderful thing about it is I get to come home and bring my show. We're doing previews for my show, Cristal Ball, which is touring starting next week. Actually, I'm going to be in Vancouver next week. But the Cristal Ball is a magical musical comedy extravaganza, and it is a lot about my life. It's just a lovely show. I really enjoy it. So,
I know you must consider Provincetown home to a degree because you never talk about Provincetown as being part of the tour. Like you're like, oh, I'll be on tour, then I'm gonna stop at Provincetown to perform, and then go back on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not part of the tour. It's like coming home to perform.
Yeah, I mean, P-Town saved my life. Honestly, I was having a very difficult time. I was homeless in Boston, and Ryan Landry said, "Your girl looks like you're moving to P-Town," and put me, you know, got my first month's rent, and the rest is history. It was just a wonderful time being here and living my most authentic self. I found who I was here, able to dress and be as gay as one could be in this town. And I just love it here. It just gives me so much life.
When they announced you as a cast member on Drag Race, people were like, did you know her when she lived in town? I was like, yeah, that bitch that I used to lose to at Showgirls all the time. I know. Yeah, I know Sapphira Cristal.
It was so much fun. Showgirls was also a place where you just like cut your teeth. You know what I mean? You do anything that you think might work. It doesn't really matter if it's good or not, but you just like throw it out there and you find out.
Yeah.
Do the people love it or not? Right. And I really thank God for Showgirls because that's how I really developed myself in drag and developed, okay, this is the kind of drag I am. I'm a very theatrical drag queen who can also sing, who can also do all sorts of splits and tricks and all those other things. And just, I want to be everything for everyone. And that's the Libra in me.
Everyone in P-Town's a Libra.
That's why it's so balanced.
Yeah. I'm a Libra. Yeah. I want to congratulate you and say that you had one of the most incredible runs on Drag Race that I've seen in such a long time. You represented yourself so well. You showed off your talent in such an impressive way. do you feel like Showgirls helped you? You had this like calmness and confidence through Drag Race.
Well, if you can live through Ryan Landry, you can live through anything.
RuPaul and Michelle Visage are nothing.
Nothing, honey, baby. Nothing at all, honey. No, I love Ryan Landry. It's just, you know, Showgirls and pageants and balls and competitions. I've done them all. Like, I've been doing drag for 15 years. And so doing all that did definitely put me up. You know, sometimes you would lose at Showgirls, sometimes you win at Showgirls. Sometimes you were Showgirl of the Year, sometimes not. It just is what it is. And you have to be okay with that. And so, you know, I am allergic to bananas, but that had nothing to do with
I mean, it was just, you were so amazing. It's so, lately, I feel like it's not so often you see like a fully well-rounded queen on Drag Race. It used to be often there were a lot of those queens.
I like all of them.
Yeah, and now they're like far between, and you brought that kind of spirit and energy back of like really being a performer and a well-rounded queen.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a good time. I have a mantra that I like to say to myself, and I want to invite everyone in here to do it with me. Put your hands up. Everyone, I can see you. Put them around
the camera
yourself,
as well.
And you too. It's a good thing to do. And repeat after me. I truly love and accept myself.
I truly love and accept myself.
And like, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter who has what to say about you, just remember these words. Remember to hug yourself. Give yourself that feeling. And remember to tell yourself how much you love you. Because no one can tell you how much you love you like you can. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it really like centered me.
Yeah.
It really made me feel, okay, I got this. I got me. No, these children aren't going to be able to shake me.
Before we head on, I do want to say you have no bigger fan than our cameraman, Ethan. Every week, his stories were just Sapphira. He loved you so much. So,
yeah. Oh, I love you, Ethan.
Yeah. You're
Yes,
coming back for Carnival. You're going to be at Town Hall.
I am one of the grand marshals for Carnival, which is exciting.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to be at Town Hall the day before Carnival. Sapphira Cristal at Town Hall, featuring Kaya Cristal. Yes.
Wow.
And yeah, my daughter, my baby girl.
That is iconic. That
Yeah.
duo is iconic.
And possibly Kevin Aviance. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it's going to be very amazing. Yeah, you're not going to want to miss it because you might actually control how it goes.
We need a mother and daughter season of Drag Race with you and Kaya
as
the winners.
Yeah.
'Cause who else could beat that?
I don't know much. Look, we both made it.
Yeah.
We go to stuff and
Totally.
through that machine, and that machine really does build some greatness. So, yeah.
Can't wait to see you win All Stars.
I can't wait for it.
Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Mwah. Thank you so much.
Mwah. Let's head over to Mark. Took a video of the bike. Oh, who did?
Michael Kravitz.
Michael Kravitz. Took a video of the bike rack at Boy Beach, and it is a sight to behold. Check this out.
Keeps going and going. 4th of July, Provincetown.
Thank you, Michael, for that. It's a wild week here in P-Town. Be sure to stay safe, especially at Boy Beach. Please welcome a member of the Wake Up family, Susan Tran.
Can I just
We
say
claim
you
your
have to
family.
follow Sapphira, which is like so unfair. Like I'm loving myself, I'm doing all this stuff. I was like, I don't think it's fair to follow up such a star.
She doesn't have any Emmys yet.
Yet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yet.
Meanwhile, this is your third Emmy.
It is. And when I won, I don't know, all my thoughts went out the window and I did not thank my husband. So Joe, I'm doing it now.
This is almost as good.
I
Almost as
didn't
good.
thank my photographer, Dan. I just said my photographer as, like I wasn't
Some guy.
thinking. And but I thanked Margaret Maramoto, who helped me tell the story, as well as a UMass professor, Professor Watanabe. So I did thank the proper people. I just didn't think of thanking my husband, who always sends me off with a make it an Emmy day. I know. He does.
Also, not for nothing, Joe cooks dinner for dinner parties that Susan is hosting that he is not even at.
Yes.
He made all the food ahead of time, and we were like, Joe made this, and he's not even here.
I know, he was packing us because we're moving
I know.
out of Boston to DC, but that just means you guys can visit and do like
Now
a
we have a reason to come
remote
back to the
show. Who would you think if you won?
Myself.
That's right. That's right.
No one else. I'm just kidding.
I did it all on my own. Nobody else is involved.
You know, my family, my chosen family, which so many of them are in the room now. Yeah.
I mean, we are, on a wave of so many people who help us along.
Are you excited about the move to DC?
I am. I just dropped off Joe at the airport because he's flying out there to meet the movers, and then I'm driving with Margaret the dog. It's a little bittersweet because I won't be able to pop into P-Town as readily.
You'll be here though, right?
Yes, but this is such a special place. I don't even know how to express how much I love it. I was trying to think, this is so morbid, I was trying to think of where I'd like to be buried when I die. And I grew up in Los Angeles, but now I've lived away from LA longer than I have. And then I spent so much time in Boston, but my family's not here. And I was like, I'm gonna do it in P-Town. I hope there's a huge drag party, at the boat slip or the Gifford House or here. And that's the way I want to go. Right. Joe wants that actually. So if you can make that happen for him, he would be thrilled.
I don't know if you guys remember, but when Susan was still doing her morning news show in Boston, we were the Cape Escape.
Yes.
Like you put us on the news in Boston.
I know. So if you want to tune in, and if you're coming to Provincetown, you always watch Wake Up in Provincetown because you know what's going on.
You should.
And so we did kind of make you guys change it a little, so it was a little bit more family friendly.
It was the Cape Escape.
Right, and you had to find various events throughout the Cape. But it was great, right?
No, it was awesome. Honestly, it was crazy because that was our first summer. Was it?
It was very early in the run of our
and
show.
I was more nervous for that 2-minute segment than the hour of talking on this. I'd be here like panicked. Because if I mess up on this, I'm like, sorry guys.
You guys are so great. You guys are so fun.
Thank you,
It really just made the show feel like we were giving people at home something super local and you can enjoy.
And it was truly an honor. And thank you so much for letting us do that.
It was something random. I think my news director at the time also comes to Provincetown, watched your show and thought, these are guys who can get the CMO of Moderna and Marie Bartlett, and you guys had all of these stars. I'm like, well, we need to get these folks on our TV.
I love that.
The rock stars here.
Nobody's going to miss you for the beat.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because everyone thinks we're related?
Yes. They think she's my sister.
Oh.
You see the resemblance?
Yeah. So what are you going to be doing in DC? Tell us.
So DC News Now, you can stream it in case you're not in DC, but it's a local news program, and I'm live for 4 hours from 6 to 8 and then 9 to 11 every day, Monday through Friday. And it's local DC news. Well, the DMV, so DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Okay.
I know.
Wow. Is
And
it
I
going to be
think-
a lot of politics, I imagine?
So I think it's politics in a local form. It's
So, like,
not necessarily, I mean, everything
Worldwide
is-
politics is local
right,
in
it's
DC.
right in the doorsteps
Yeah.
of, and it's going to be a very interesting
you're-
couple of months.
You're jumping
Turning
right
into a
into
really fun
it.
time.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm actually a little anxious about that.
Nail it.
It just feels very intense
to be in DC.
I imagine, yeah.
This fall.
How often do you make it back to P-Town? The real question. Once a month.
I don't know if I could do once a month. I really do want to make sure I get into DC, know all the sites, eat all the good food, visit all the museums, meet a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
But I do plan to come back for the white party. I'm hoping to get tickets. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And, you know, just whenever we can. But it just will not be as regularly, which is so sad.
Yeah, like while I was at the boat slip pool this past Tuesday, I ran into you. I
Right.
love that. And I'm going to miss that.
Oh, I'm going to miss the boat slip pool.
We ran into each other at Sephora last winter.
Right. Out of context, that was weird.
I know. It's like,
yeah. I was like,
it took me a minute to be like, right.
I'm very confused. And you were with Joao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little P-Town reunion right in the makeup aisle at Sephora.
Right. We were all looking for a foundation or something.
We were all three of us looking for foundation. Yeah.
Congratulations on your new gig.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I hope you visit. It's an open invitation.
Absolutely.
My roommates live in DC in the winter, and I've never visited them. And
You did it?
no, but now I have double the reasons.
Yeah, and you hooked me up with them. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to like.
No, I'm gonna make
visiting.
sure you know all our friends in
Oh,
DC.
thank
and
you.
your friends, I met them. They were incredible. You have to introduce them.
We will.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait. Yeah.
And Rafi. Yeah.
It's a cool city.
Yeah.
Super, super.
We'll be there.
Go down to an election special.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We did that in 2020.
Yeah.
The two of us and Jonathan went and did an election coverage
That was
special.
wild. The
Let's
things
do it
we've done. I
again.
You should
forget.
totally do that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
maybe.
It's really.
Hopefully,
Again, I'm like.
if we can get back
getting
home.
anxiety.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that our show?
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming
Oh
in.
my gosh.
It's we've had you on the show in so many different iterations. We've been on your show in different iterations, but it's so great to just have you sit.
She probably wants
And
us
up
back.
No,
I was.
she has two other ones. I can't keep this one.
Oh, Mark.
Oh my God.
He likes to
Stop.
spread that rumor. But I got an Emmy up.
I'll give 3 Emmys. 3 Emmys.
Okay. Well, actually, thank our sponsors while holding this.
I want to thank our sponsors, the Crown and Anchor. Oh my God, what am I forgetting? Provincetown Brewing Company, the Boat Slip, Shipwreck at the Brass Key, the Provincetown Business Guild, Provincetown Tourism, PTV.
Joe Romanelli.
Joe Romanelli. I just want to thank you all so much. Thank you. For God.
Thank you for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you
We'll see
are.
you next Friday.
So much fun.
Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown.